Good day, everyone. Just checking back in. So we are going down, as I mentioned in the videos earlier. I didn't post an update this weekend. Kind of in holiday mood, but I thought I'll check in here because I closed half of my positions, and I'll show you why. Based off, let's start. Let me take this away here and take this away here. We'll get to that. But it's based off the support we have here that I think we'll probably get a bounce before we continue down. I mean, we could just go through, but support. We just bounced off there. Now, if we take this Fibonacci, when I first analyzed this down move, right? And pointed out the area over here for a sell, spike through, close back down below, but now it's hit its target here, right? So it's likely, I could be wrong, that's likely we get a bounce. So that target has been reached. If we take the Fibonacci from this low to this high, it's currently sitting in this golden pocket. We are quite oversold. 12 hour, 6 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour. As 1 hour is getting up there again. So what I'm looking at now is a potential. Let me just take some of these lines off so it doesn't confuse you. And I'll take Fibonacci away. Right? I still expect us to go down to this area, right? But like I say, nothing goes, just slams down. So I'm looking at this trend line that we have here right now. So if we do get a break, then a possible retest, maybe we get a quick center rally into the end of the year to come and test the support area over here. But I'll go into detail a bit more now with that. So if this counter trend line breaks, then we could get a push higher. We do have this inner trend line here, right? So what you have is support, the golden pocket of the Fibonacci retracement, right? In this area here, you have, let me go to a smaller time frame. Clean this up, sorry. So the inner trend line, you had resistance, broke that resistance, and been bouncing around as support. Right, now this thing could just come back down, getting a little bit overbought on the smaller time frames. So what I'm looking at here currently is also these smaller trend lines, man. You see, there's also resistance. So now currently, so that's why I say I'd rather wait for a break of this counter trend line, because right now we're still in a down zone. But for those that want to be risky, it's not financial advice or when to buy or sell, just pointing out areas. This little resistance, maybe another pullback, and then we move up to form a lower high. So if it does do that, where could we possibly reject from? Because I still think we're going down, right? So before I take this away, I'm currently looking at a pullback down to here for a potential. I'm going to look further at what further confluences there are. Right now I don't have all my confluences. There are a number, like I've pointed out right now, but I still want to see if it does pull back here, right? If it doesn't and it breaks, then I will look at potentially myself looking at adding positions to buy for a counter trend line rally, right? So with that said, how high do I think we could possibly go? Let's see. Okay, so what we have is our downtrend here, right? And then we have this little area of support that we bounced off several times, right? Where we had support, support, support. Broke that support and tested as resistance, right? So this would be an area that I would keep an eye on to potentially add a sell position to push back down, giving us a B, C move. I'm just speculating. I can't say for certain this is what is going to happen. I'm pointing out what I'm looking at, right? So I would say the support, the support, the support, resistance could potentially give us resistance there, right? Then as you can see, we have an anchored VWAP level there as well. So the top one over here was from the PPI inflation data, right? That was where I called going down from here. It spiked, likely to spike out sellers, etc. But from that high, we have an anchored VWAP, and then this VWAP is anchored on the Fed rate decision when they hiked the interest rates, right? So that could potentially also create resistance here. So that's my first area I'm looking at. Let me name this. That I'm going to look at for a potential for a sell from there. I'll see what further confluences I see over there. So you can, if you guys are watching this, you can maybe just throw this out on your charts. There was something else that, oh, let me put this channel back on. Just load it here quickly so these lines are not skew. If you do the same thing that I do with the channels like this, just make sure you load these candles at the back, because sometimes it goes a little loopy and then you think this is your area, but it's not really. Okay, so it was correct. What I'm also looking at is, you see these lines of support and resistance, right? So these little areas offer support, resistance all the way through, right? So we're approaching an area like that, like you see over here. Let me go to the past quickly, see how far we can get something. Like you'll see over here, support, support, resistance. Years later, bounces off, just touches that area, support, wanna try to find support there, but it's messy. And then you can see it's support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. So that's why I say this area over here could offer resistance, right? Now, let me remove this. If it breaks through this area and it wants to have a higher pullback, right? Let's say maybe, let's just use this tool here. Let's say we put the Fibonacci up here, down here, right? And let's say maybe it wants to pull back into this golden pocket area. Let's have a look. Let me just mark this off rather. Just take this away. And let's say now, I just want to take this stuff away, but I just want to remind you, this support, 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 resistance. Anchored VWAP from the Fed rate decision, potential resistance. Area number 1 that I am looking at for myself. So let me take this away. Let's say it breaks through all of that. And it wants to pull back to test this counter trend line. Now we could just have this shallow pullback, right? Which I think could be a possibility. I pointed out the reasons why. And also just, obviously I drew my resistance like this, because it usually is slanted like that. But if you just see this whole area, so it could squeeze above there into this area and then maybe hover there for a while, and then in the new year we fall again. But remember, it is a short week. I think Friday is half day, Monday is closed, so maybe there's like a small little center rally. I don't know. It would be nice, you know, to get back, add some more positions, because I took some profit. I added some small entries here. That break even right at the bottom there, but I would rather, like I showed you guys, this counter trend line break or another pullback. There is a potential for somebody to enter if that's what you're looking for. So back to these confluences. Let me just take this anchored VWAP from the Fed rate hike away. Then we have this trend line, support, support, support. Don't know if it pushes that high, but my third area, my second area would be along this anchored VWAP here, because of this horizontal support, resistance, 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 support, 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 anchored VWAP from the high. Doesn't go all the way into the fifth golden pocket area, but 38.2 and the 50% area isn't too bad either. So yeah, if you're in a buy, I would suggest taking some profits over here, and maybe we continue. Maybe I'm completely wrong and this is it. So I'll maybe I still think we're gonna at least push down here, but we're a bit oversold, man, and we've been going down. We need a small, like, it depends how big the pullback will be, but we'll likely get a pullback. So let me just point this out again. Area 1. Hold up. Area 1, Area 2, Area 3. That's what I'm looking at. So I hope this information helps you guys with your trades and with your analysis. Remember, it's not financial advice or to buy or to sell or anything like that. It's just strictly educational. Let's really have a look here. Let's go to this chart. Sorry for the mess, man. I was doing my own little things here. Okay. I just want to see something. So this little counter trend line here has been broken on the regular chart. Maybe a push. And then a further push. Anyways, just thought I'd show you guys what I'm looking at. Good luck with your trading. Merry Christmas. Try and pop in again sometime in the week. We'll see how it goes. Right? C'est la vie.